Welcome to a special episode of Football Scientific with me, Aaron Sauter, writer for CFLNewsUp.com. Football is in the air. High school football has started. We had a game tonight. Boom. I'm defense coordinator at Grace Baptist Academy. Also, there's been a ton of news in the NFL and the CFL and the IFL and the ELF since we last had a pro football episode. Yesterday we did our Big Ten preview. We're going to do an SEC preview here in the next few days. We do have some college football picks for game bets tomorrow, so we'll get ready to check those out. It should be a good time had by y'all. So let's jump right into it. We got a lot to cover. Okay, so first I'm joined with my co-host Ziggy the Zebra. Ziggy the Zebra, ready to go? Ready to get this fired up, and we can talk about college football and stuff. Okay, so the fun part is here. The fun part is here. We're finally ready for the fun part. Yes, we're finally ready for the fun part. So here we go. San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Russell Gage. He suffered an MCL sprain. He's going to be out for 7 to 10 days. Their injury woes continue in San Francisco with their wide receivers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have activated wide receiver Chris Godwin on the PUP list. He's not going to be ready to play until October, but they're going to start getting him ready. Also, left tackle Tristan Wirfs. Todd Bowles says he's not going to be ready. He's going to be on the 53-man roster, but he's not going to be ready until October-ish, just like Chris Godwin. Okay. Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen will not play in the preseason game against Tampa Bay tomorrow. This will be the first time he's not played in the preseason game. I guess they've seen what they need to see from him. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. Hopefully it's not worse than this, but he got his foot stepped on yesterday and he missed practice today. So the foot is still sore, I guess. Atlanta Falcons right tackle Caleb McCoy is out with a leg injury. Okay, he's out. Injuries. Okay. Cleveland Browns, Shedeur Sanders. Basically, it came out that this whole thing was collusion. That the NFL told everyone in the draft not to pick Shedeur Sanders at quarterback, but eventually they didn't want to be caught, so they say the Cleveland Browns should pick him or else they would get punished. That's why he's with the Cleveland Browns. Right now, they're listing their quarterbacks as quarterback 1, Joe Flacco, quarterback 2, Dylan Gabriel, quarterback 3, Shedeur Sanders. They're all going to play in the preseason game coming up this weekend, tomorrow. Jacksonville Jaguars, wide receiver cornerback combination, Travis Hunter is out due to a upper body injury. He will not be playing in the preseason game this week. New York Jets, they ran a trade. Remember, they ran a trade with Minnesota Vikings to get defense tackle Harrison Phillips, and they also received a 2027 7th round draft pick. Minnesota Vikings received a pair of 2026 6th-round draft picks. New Orleans Saints, they don't have a quarterback one. They're the only team in the league without named a quarterback one for week 1 yet. Quarterback Spencer Rattler will be starting the preseason game. He's going to try and earn that spot. Okay, next. Pittsburgh Steelers have announced that defensive tackle Derek Harmon is going to miss the preseason game. He has a sprained knee. He's going to be out of the preseason game. New York Giants quarterback Jackson Dart was evaluated for concussion symptoms, but they didn't find any. He's passed the test. No concussion. Carolina Panthers right tackle Taylor Morton has received an agreement for a 2-year, $44 million contract extension. $40 million is guaranteed. Pretty good. And so the Vikings, they have started talks with the Carolina Panthers to try and run a trade to get wide receiver Adam Thielen, who used to be excellent for that Minnesota Vikings. They want to get more wide receiver depth, and they want to make a deal with the Panthers to do it. Washington Commanders have finally traded running back Brian Robinson Jr. They've been threatening to do it. They have traded him to San Francisco 49ers for a 2026 6th-round pick. So he's going to be the new backup running back in San Francisco. We're going to see what the Washington Commanders do to replace him. Okay, San Francisco 49ers running back room is beat up. Okay, Isaac Guerrero, Corey King, Chris McCarver. That's where they're having to add some running backs because they're all beat up right now. Preseason games. Cuts are starting to come. Final cuts for the NFL. New York Giants have released wide receiver Jordan Bly, inside backer KJ Cloud, cornerback O'Donnell Fortney, Inside linebacker Deontay Johnson, center Jimmy Morrissey, wide receiver Joey Park, wide receiver Montreal Washington, and offensive lineman Jason Williams. Okay, got it. New England Patriots have also made the final cuts after playing the last preseason game so far this week. They released tight end Jaheim Bell, wide receiver Micah Bernard, defensive tackle Philip Bledo, cornerback Isaiah Bolden, tight end Cole Fotheringhouse. Okay, wide receiver. No, that's not who it is. Linebacker R.J. Moten, defensive tackle Lyle Pico, cornerback Jordan Polk, linebacker Monty Rivers, offensive guard Tyreen Robin, offensive guard Sadie Sow, running back Shane Watts, quarterback Ben Witterly. Okay, New Orleans Saints, they have signed, they're looking to the Cleveland Browns, looking for running back help. And so are the Kansas City Chiefs, so are Cleveland Browns. They're all looking around the league for running back help. They're trying to solidify their running back rooms. Okay, wide receiver Amari Cooper is getting interest from Minnesota Vikings, Arizona Cardinals, Las Vegas Rams. Okay, LA Rams and Pittsburgh Steelers. They are interested in Indianapolis Colts backup quarterback Anthony Richardson Sr. That'll probably be pretty good for them. That's how this goes. Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins, who's on my fantasy team, has hobbled off practice with a apparent injury. That is sad. Cleveland Browns quarterback 2 is going to be Kenny Pickett. Seattle Seahawks quarterback Jalen Monroe is expected to play the entire preseason game to earn his roster spot. Green Bay Packers quarterback Jordan Love will be ready for week 1. You know, he got injured a few weeks ago. He'll be ready for week 1. LA Chargers wide receiver Quentin Johnson is still experiencing concussion symptoms, so he's not going to play this week most likely. Washington Commanders running back 1 with Brian Robinson Jr. gone. Bill Krosky-Merritt is now the top running back in Washington. We'll see if he is an effective runner. Las Vegas Raiders, they have gone through and they've started to remove players from their offices. Okay, all right. Cincinnati Bengals showing how cheap they really are. They invited this year's Ring of Honor inductees to the stadium for a game, but they did not offer a travel or hotels for them. They said they got to pay their own way. That's crazy. Green Bay Packers, Buffalo Bills have contacted the Dallas Cowboys about edge rusher Michael Parsons. That would be huge for Buffalo to get Michael Parsons. That would be huge. Okay. And the UFL, the Birmingham Stallions, they are not moving. The UFL has officially announced they will be staying in Birmingham. That's pretty cool. They are re-signing quarterback Jamar Smith, cornerback Neville Clark, and punter Colby Wadman. Okay, Columbus and the UFL is going to be a real deal. They're now selling season tickets on the UFL, or taking deposits for season tickets on the UFL website. So Columbus is getting a team. We just don't know what they'll be called. Okay, CFL, bunch of moves. Toronto Argonauts moved to a single game injury list. National offensive lineman Ryan Severe. They traded with Hamilton Tigercats to obtain national long snapper Simon Chavez. They added from the practice roster American DB Delonte Hood. They moved to a single injury list American defensive lineman Jordan Wiley and Wiley maybe. And they add from the practice roster American defensive lineman Ricky Correa. Okay. Toronto's still going. They added to the Cisco injury list American offensive lineman George Grace. They moved to a six-tape injured list national long snapper Adam Guillemette. That's what I had to bring in. Simon Chavez. Okay. And they moved to the 6-game injured list. American wide receiver Devontae Coxey. Okay, Coxey. Calgary Stampeders made a ton of moves. They moved. They activated from the practice roster. No, they moved to the practice roster. National defensive lineman George Ideka. And they added from the practice roster American defensive lineman Sean Peterson Jr. To be continued. Calgary Stampeders moved to the practice roster national running back Ludovic Choquette. They added to the practice roster national wide receiver Vashawn Jameson. They added to the practice roster defensive lineman Avok Fredrickson. Okay. They moved to the practice roster global punter Frederick Allen. They added from the 6-game injured list national defensive back Ben LaBruce. Okay. They moved to the 7-game injured list American wide receiver Tevin Jones. They added to the 6-game injury list from the 6-game injury list national wide receiver Damian Alford. They added from the practice roster global kicker punter Mark Vedevere, and they moved to the 7-game injury list American wide receiver Dominique Rhymes. Okay, Saskatchewan Roughriders. They have moved to the practice roster American defensive back Antoine Kirsch Jr. They've added to the practice roster national fullback Mason Rourke. They moved to the 6-game injured list national linebacker Nick Weeby. Okay. BC Lions add to the 7-game injury list national running back Jacoby Horn. Okay, got it. So then, to wrap things up for tonight, we have a few extra announcements. First, we have our IFL predictions for the first round of playoffs tomorrow and Sunday. Saturday, August 23rd, Madrid Bravos travel to the Stuttgart Surge. I have this being a crazy shootout. Two of the best offenses in the league, probably in league history, playing at the same time. I got Stuttgart Surge winning this game 44-42 and a burner, 86 total points. Being a crazy game in Stuttgart. Okay. Ryan Fire, Nordic Storm. Again, Ryan Fire's won 2 against Nordic Storm, but I think Nordic Storm has been setting up the Ryan Fire. I believe Nordic Storm will win this game 37-31 in Denmark. 68 total points scored. I got Nordic Storm winning that game. Okay. IFL National Championship tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. We got the Vegas night. That should be on IFL Network and CBS Sports Network. Vegas Nighthawks at Green Bay Blizzard. I'm saying Green Bay has a superior offense with Max Myler at quarterback compared to Drum Johnson or Jaden DeLaura. So I believe the Green Bay Blizzard offense is going to carry them to an IFL National Championship, winning 54-50 in Tucson. 104 total points scored. DraftKings says Vegas is a 1.5 point favorite, and that means Green Bay is a 1.5 point underdog. Over under 93.5. I just think they're totally wrong. If I was betting, I'd take Green Bay with the points. Boom. Also, I saw rumors the new IFL team, the New Mexico Chupacabras, they'll be replacing the Duke City Gladiators, which was kind of lame already, so that's good. Okay. Boom. College football. Tomorrow, week 0, there's 4 games of interest. Okay, first in Dublin, Ireland, we got the Iowa State Cyclones, Kansas State Wildcats. I mentioned I believe Kansas State will win this Big 12 conference, but this game will be huge. Iowa State's defense is excellent early in the season for they get beat up. Kansas State's a ground and pound team. Who's going to win this game? It's hard to say, but I have Iowa traveling to Dublin, Ireland to beat Kansas State Wildcats 38-31. There will be a total of 69 points scored. DraftKings does not agree with me. They got Kansas State a 3.5 point favorite, 3.5 point underdog for Iowa State. Total points being 50.5. If I'm betting this, I'm taking Iowa State in the points. Okay. And the over. Boom. Fresno State playing Kansas. This is not going to be a great matchup, man. Kansas is going to go home and blow out for, Fresno State 35-10, 45 total points. They'll take the foot off the gas when they got a big lead. DraftKings agrees with me. They got Kansas winning this game by 14. Fresno losing by 14. Over under 50.5. I say it goes under that, and I think Kansas State Kansas beats Fresno State in a Big 12 moment. Okay, Sam Houston State travels to Western Kentucky. Okay, Western Kentucky big offense. Sam Houston big offense. Should be a shootout. I got this game going 35-31 to Western Kentucky. I got them winning the game. 6 total points. I do think that the guy on the right could help Western Kentucky score some points. And I think Sam Houston will have a chance to make this a much closer game. If I was betting on this, I'd take Sam Houston with the points. I'd say it's going to go over. Okay, over. Stanford in Hawaii. Stanford traveling to Hawaii. I think it's going to be a tough matchup for Stanford. It's a tough matchup for Hawaii, too. Their defensive line is bad against a Stanford team that probably has a big drop in total talent. I got Hawaii winning this game 24-14 at home. 38 total points scored. DraftKings says Hawaii is a 2.5-point favorite at over under 50.5. So we're right in there. Okay, that could be a good, matchup right there. So that is today's look at football. We have pro football, college football. Should be amazingly fun. Going back, if I was going to bet on the Iowa State, Kansas State game, I'd take Iowa State in points. I would take Kansas, and I'd go under on that one. I'd take Western Kentucky, 35-31, and I go over on that. And then I would take Hawaii, 24-14, going under on that. Okay, so that is Football Scientific today. In the near future, we'll have our SEC predictions. That closes the Football Scientific portal for tonight.